Okay, hello. Hi. I'm Lisa. I look a mess, but it's okay. And I'm not gonna wait for anyone to per se get on because I know it's the time of the night that grown people are actually going to bed. So what I'm gonna do, wait about 5 minutes. Y'all like my wall covering? Y'all like my wall covering? Beautiful. Isn't it just beautiful? Yes, it is. So you all are blessed if you're watching this video. My name is Letha. And this is my professional hair page, Hairstyles by Letha G. And let me give you a background of myself before I jump into it. Listen, I came out the womb doing hair. I came out the womb doing hair. People ask me, well, how long have you been doing hair? And I said, well, professionally since 2008. However, I came out the womb doing hair, okay? Hair is my passion. Hair is something that I truly love. I don't just care for the style of the hair. I care for the integrity of the hair. And I also care for how salons need to operate that are conducive with their client base also. I think it's very important that people become more knowledgeable and we can learn from each other. So as I come here and I give my insight, I'm not coming here saying that I have all the answers because I don't. I'm not coming here saying that I know everything and everything I say that is law. But what I am saying is when it comes to operating out of a salon, when it comes to understanding pricing, when it comes to understanding order, when it comes to understanding services that you may want to go inside a particular salon to receive, I truly am very knowledgeable in that. Though I won't specify specifically exactly where I work, most people do know where I work. So my journey with my job is still present. I've been on my job since 2013. I've never left. I've never taken a sabbatical. I never quit and decided that I was going to come back, okay? I've been consistent on my job. Am I a perfect employee? No. At the end of the day, from an employee standpoint, even though things that I may have rebelled against, I still did what I was told to do, whether I agree with doing it or not. However, when I started my journey with my present job, I had transportation issues. I had to catch 3 buses. It was December of 2013. Technically, it was November because I started pre-training in November of 2013, and it was very cold during that time. However, the person that was manager at the time did not put my official date in until the date that I started on the floor, which is okay to me, but not okay. However, I started working on the floor December 2013. It was very cold in 2013. I stayed on one side of town. I had to catch 3 buses to get to work. The salon did not open up until 9 a.m. We was beside a Target. Target opened up at 8. The bus dropped me off at 8:30. Okay? I never made excuses for why I could not get to work. Okay? Prior to me getting the job that I presently have now, I had to get trained. I want to say that again. Where I work, mandated training, and not just no watered down training. I had to go through pre-training, and pre-training again. And the pre-training under one of the young ladies who ended up certifying me to be a trainer because I am a franchise trainer. I'm not a corporate trainer. But when I went through training, pre-training, it was like boot camp to me. I felt like it was too much, but guess what? No matter how me and this particular person bumped heads, by the time I went to training, I passed, with no problems, easy breezy. I started off at a stylist. I'm not going to talk about my pay because it's not time to do that. Started off at a stylist. I became a shift manager. As I said, I started working for the company that I work for in the fall. Technically, November is when I started pre-training, of 2013. The young lady that hired me on, she left in 2015 So from 2015 to 2020, I was a manager. Also during that time, I became a certified technical trainer, and that was through 2017. When I became a certified technical trainer, that was not an easy task. That was boot camp. I'm saying all that to say, I did what I needed to do and what was necessary to meet the requirements, whether I agreed with what I was told to do or not. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. When you come into a salon and you're just looking for a haircut, I want to say this, and I'm not pinpointing out black unrelaxed women, but let me say this. If you have permanent color on your hair, don't talk about being natural. You're just not relaxed, okay? That's the lingo we need to work on, okay? Because natural means that you have not done anything chemically to reform your hair, okay? So if you have bleached your hair out, guess what? You're not natural. You're not. You're just not relaxed. Or you're not permed, or you don't have a jerry curl. Okay? So let me put that out there. And I think anybody that's watching, I want you all to hit the share button if you can, help not me out, but help other people out. Because a lot of people are unaware because they haven't been officially informed. Okay, first of all, to my ladies that are black, okay, I don't know what phrase people like. I'm not finna get into that. I'm just gonna say black, okay? Now, I am unrelaxed, okay? I'm fixing to do something that a lot of people are gonna disagree with, but I'm about to do it because I don't care. This is natural hair. Look at this. This is my natural hair. This is natural, okay? I don't have any permanent color on my hair. I don't have anything, I'm not Tex-Lax, I'm not anything. I am 100% natural. If my hair, you see my natural color, right? So if in the top of my head, if I'm auburn, if I'm strawberry blonde, if I'd have been lightened and I got teal on top of my head, I'm not natural. I'm technically just not relaxed, okay? So let me put that out there. Now, okay, put my hair back on. I'm a hairstylist. This is from my hair page. I don't even care if people share it. I don't care. People know I wear wigs, and people know I don't wear cheap wigs. I probably got one cheap wig that I wear, so I'm really not ashamed. Okay, so you see the length of my hair. If I come inside the salon and I want my ends trimmed, let's discuss ends trimming. Ends trimming is everything from a ½ an inch or less. Anything that needs to be trimmed for black women, I'm going to specify. Anything that needs to be trimmed more than ½ an inch, the stylist needs to consult it with the client. This is an inch. This little groove of my finger right here is an inch, okay? So half of this is considered a ½ an inch. I have enough hair when you comb it out to grab. Now, if I come sit in your chair, and I'm not going to call anybody's name. If I come and sit in your chair and you say, I know I want a basic trim, what you don't do, you don't get clippers. If I tell you that I'm growing out my hair, the stylist, the barber, whomever it is, you don't get clippers and graze me on the top of my head. A, because I have enough hair that you can grab it to shears. Okay, B, I just told you I was growing my hair out. C, you're not going to get an even precision cut trying to run those clippers all over my head like that. The cut is not even in precision, okay? That means that I would have to comb my hair exactly like you cut my hair. You want a balanced haircut. Your haircut needs to be able, if you're looking for something balanced, if you're looking for balance in a haircut or a hairstyle or however you want to say it, you need to be able to comb your hair any type of way, any direction. Number 2, if you have enough hair where you can 2-strand twist and you are a person and you do not flat iron your hair, does your hair have to be flat iron coming to the salon? Everybody does not cut coarser curly hair. Don't take it personal. Okay, I do. Where I work, we do. But here is the thing that the issue that's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people go to these quote unquote natural salons and they do awesome work, but they cannot cut hair. Okay. You all just heard me say the company I work for mandated that we took their training. And I got a problem when people want to tell somebody who is required to learn how to do something to tell them how to do it. If I tell you your hair needs to be combed from the rooter to the tutor, Letha needs to be able to comb your hair thoroughly, Letha needs to be able to comb your hair without having any issues. No, your hair does not have to be blow dried. But let's just say, for instance, this is the length of your natural hair. You have no business shampooing your hair like this, letting it air dry. You would section this hair in at least 4 sections, and you will come inside the salon. Okay, now, what does your hair need to be prepped with? Just a little leave-in conditioner. Why? Some of y'all do too much on products. I'm going to just tell you. I love y'all, but some of y'all do too much on products. I do not use cheap equipment. I don't. I got a pair of clippers that cost me $400. I refuse to tear my equipment up on somebody's dirty hair, especially somebody's dirty hair that's paying the entity $22 or $30. One haircut does not pay for my equipment. And I love everybody, but people truly need to get educated. And then it's not sanitary. That's another thing. It's not sanitary. I don't understand how people want to talk about being clean. People want to talk about sanitation. But people have had the audacity to come sit inside a franchise or a corporate salon just for a haircut. And they got all this gunk and goo all over their hair, but you're not going to go to the barbershop like that. Help me make that part make sense. Okay, so your hair needs to be effectively clean. And when I say clean, no, you don't need to have anything on your scalp. And I can hear somebody saying, oh, I got dry scalp issues, I got psoriasis, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you want to deal with dry scalp, you want to deal with psoriasis, here you go, you treat it like cradle cap. How do you treat it like cradle cap? Do it the cheaper way. You go get you some baby oil. You sit that baby oil on top of that hair. You rub that baby oil on that scalp. You let it sit for about 10 minutes, okay? Then you get your regular shampoo and you shampoo your hair. You don't try to scratch it up. You don't try to agitate anything because you don't want to make any sores. You don't want to do anything like that. Okay, you want to shampoo the hair in that one setting 3 to 4 times. You want to do a light conditioner on the hair, and then you want to rinse the conditioner off with warm water. Now, I get it. A lot of people say, oh, use cold water, close your pores. It'll help your hair grow. If cold water and monostat help people's hair grow, people's hair will be from here to the highway. Okay, so I said what I said about that part. Okay, so I've told you how to treat your cradle cap or your psoriasis or your dry scalp. And how you do that is your hair needs to be shampooed with the instructions that I have given you at least 3 times a week. And you have to keep conditioning your hair. Another thing I want people to understand. If you call a salon and you say you natural what? Stop assuming everybody got naturally kinky coily hair. And if anybody want to see, because I saw this on TikTok, oh, what do I have? 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D. I'm over it. Get off YouTube and get off TikTok. Forget the 4A, 4B, 4C, and 4D, or whatever it is. And if you want to know if you got 4C hair, go watch an episode of The Original Color Purple and pay attention to Celie's hair. That's 4C hair. If you do not have Color Purple original Celie hair, you don't have 4C hair. Y'all are sitting up here taking advice from internet stylists who run up their ratings and run up their views just for clout, and y'all truly don't understand the process of hair. But then you come inside a place that's a corporate entity that's not charging you nearly what I feel like the entity should be charging for the haircuts because of the training that is required. Hear me well. We are required to not just get trained one time. We have to get trained constantly. And guess who has to be in training this week and who has to get graded? I do. Okay, so when a stylist When somebody who is educated is talking to you about your hair, do not get offended. But stop assuming that just because you call and you say I'm natural, don't nobody know what your hair look like, because you know what? The stylist is not looking at you. Some people have naturally straight hair. Some people have naturally straight wavy hair. Some people have naturally straight with a little bit of curl hair. Some people have, I cut a lady today, she was wavy on one side of her head and she was straight on the other side of her head. Yes, she was. Stop assuming that when you say natural, people know what you're talking about. The best way to get somebody to assess your hair, go inside the salon. Now, here's the thing. Let's say Letha, have neglected her hair, okay? Let's say I have went, and y'all have seen my hair. So, and then my hair is clean, okay? So, not this hair. People that was on earlier, they got to see me take my wig off and all of that. And I'm checking to see if anybody texts me with any questions. So, if you all are watching, you're open, it's okay for you all to engage and post comments or share. And just, if you know my personal cell phone, I have it right here with me. So if it's something you want me to address and you want me to say, I'm okay with you all texting me right now. Here's the thing. Everybody have different textures of hair. And I take it offensive when people say, well, I'm natural. No, what you're saying is I'm black and can you cut my hair? No, you need to come inside the salon, whatever salon you're inquiring about, and you need to have a consultation. Do not call a salon. And listen, I'm not going off on anybody, okay? But don't call a salon talking to people about your hair. Really, it's inconsiderate. It's very inconsiderate. Because now you are asking somebody to step away from a client that they have in their chair, okay? A client that utilized their gas and their time to come sit inside the chair. Hear me well. That's an unreasonable expectation to expect somebody to assess your hair over the phone. Come in and let somebody talk to you about your hair. Okay, that's the thing. So I've talked to you all about detangling. I talked to you all about shampooing. Okay, when you just coming in for a haircut, just a haircut, no matter what salon you go into, when you come in for a haircut, your hair needs to be clean and detangled. I don't care if you white, black, Indian, Mexican, Latino. I don't care if you Jamaican. I don't care if you Haitian. I don't care if you from Europe. I don't care if you from Saudi Arabia. I don't care if you from Asia. I don't care if you from China. I don't care if you from Japan. I don't care if you from Canada. I don't care if you from Hawaii. I don't care where are you from. Everybody's hair gets tangled or either matted up when it's untended to. I hear people say, oh, I have bad hair. The only people that have bad hair are people that neglect their hair. Okay? And people that neglect their hair, for the most part, are people who have the ability to run soap and water or shampoo and water over their hair, and they choose not to. Ladies, stop making the assumption that people don't know how to deal with your hair, because what you have done, you have created a resistance. Okay, don't create a resistance with me or another stylist, and stop assuming that just because of race, somebody knows how to deal with your hair better. No. Now, I'm not going to brag too much, but I am going to do a little bragging. Okay, I don't agree with people mandating people to blow out their hair. But I don't agree with people not combing their hair from the rooter to the tutor and not effectively blow drying your hair. So here's the thing. If you're going to have blow dry your hair and your hair is good on the end and it's tangled at the roots, at the end of the day, you're still not detangleable. Okay, you was better off leaving that hair down, making sure that hair was combed all the way through from the root to the ends. Put your leave-in conditioner on there, put your flow pads in there, and you go and you get your ends trimmed, you go and get your hair cut. Okay, does she know what she's talking about? Yes, I know what I'm talking about. And if you want to see if I know what I'm talking about, y'all are welcome to reach out to some of the people that you know that I cut their hair, and I cut their hair in their natural state. Okay, and I am even let you all know I teach cutting our hair. Okay. It has nothing to do with race. And if y'all want to be clear, even though she no longer works for the company, and even though I haven't had contact with her since pre-COVID, one of the other people, one of the best people that I knew that could fade and cut a black unrelaxed hair was a white girl. She was darn good. And guess what? Her daughter didn't have no kinky hair. But here's the thing. That young lady already had a passion for hair. So she just looked at hair as hair. So when somebody tells you your hair needs to be straight, don't take it offensive, because for all you know, that particular stylist can probably only deal with straight hair. Stop trying to make people do stuff that they don't do. And then don't go to a place. Here's another thing. Do not go to a place for a cheaper price thinking you're going to get this $200 and $300 service. Listen, where I work, we do decent work. Yes, we do. But we don't have an hour to sit up and I don't have an hour to cut anybody's hair unless I know you and I'm talking to you. And even when I'm talking to you, I don't have an hour if certain people are in the salon. Okay? Because if your hair is officially prepped properly, you're only paying $22. I feel like the haircuts need to be $30, but they're not going to listen to me, because if they listen to Letha, there'll probably be no customers coming in the door. Okay, so I understand that, and I accept the fact that I may not know everything when it comes to pricing. Okay, but for only $22, in my brain, you only get about 22 to maybe 30 minutes at the max. Because at that time, it's time to get the next client in the chair. So if you want all this information about how to do your hair, what do? Here's what you do. You come in, you pay for a shampoo and cut. How much is a shampoo and cut? $30 and up, but rarely on my natural clients because of how much hair they have. I don't do $30 and up. Technically, I start at $35 and up. Why do I do it? Because why does it change? Well, it changes with price also because let's say your hair has to be detoxed and shampooed more than twice. Okay, let's say I have to use color shampoo on top of you. And then another thing when it comes to pricing, you all heard me say how much my equipment is. That's just for a pair of clippers. I got a pair of clippers that cost $400. I got a pair of liners that cost $200. And I got another set of clippers that cost $200. On top of that, on one set of my clippers, I use blades. Anybody that knows what blades are, knows those blades run about $30 or $40 a pop, okay? So you want to talk about pricing, there you go. Now, we don't control inflation. I can't help it, or when you go somewhere, they can't help it that the hair color has increased, that the developer has increased, that the conditioner has increased. Do y'all get where I'm coming from? Do not go to a place expecting something for nothing. Okay? Don't do that. Now, salon etiquette. When you go inside a salon, yes, you need to be greeted immediately. Are there times where people not see you? I'm bad about it because I'm bad about talking. I just talk a lot. I talk. Especially when I'm talking to people that I haven't seen, or I'm trying to get some tea, or I'm trying to figure out what my school teachers and some of my medical professionals got going on. I got a young lady, she done been to Greece, she done been to Hawaii, she done been to Italy, she done been to Paris, she done been all over the place. So don't get upset with me if I take a few more minutes and I'm having a conversation with somebody. But however, as we discuss salon etiquette, you should be greeted when you walk inside the door. Now, here's another thing. Well, what about when you call and you ask to speak to a stylist? Don't call and ask to speak to a stylist. It's rude. Do not. Do not call and ask to talk to a stylist. If it's somebody specifically that you prefer, my preference is just to get their cell phone number. Okay? Because here's the thing. I don't talk when I'm cutting hair. I don't. Like, my focus has to be on the client that's in the chair. I will give people as much knowledge as they want about hair. If people are going through something in life, I will do what I can to encourage you. If people need prayer, I will do what I can. But listen, when I have somebody in my chair at that time, and not just me, that's for any other stylist. Respect that. Respect not just their time. Respect the stylist of the client that's there. Because most of us work off a schedule. Okay? Most of us, we work off a schedule. So what else about things you need to consider when you're choosing a stylist? When you go to a place just for a haircut, and it's mainly a haircut place, don't try to make that place full service. It's haircuts. It's haircutting. Okay? Now, where I work, we do mild styling. Yes, we do. We do basic flat iron, basic curling. Nobody up in there using no Marcells. Ain't nobody doing no French rolls, no finger waves. Ain't nobody doing no dreads. And let me put a footprint right there to anybody that has dreads. If you have dreadlocks, I can cut dreads. I'm not the only one that can. But from a technical standpoint, if a person hasn't been trained on something, and if that's not what the entity does, it's not discrimination. I don't appreciate that this world is trying to promote discrimination. I don't appreciate that. If somebody doesn't offer a service that you want, it's not discrimination. They don't offer the service. It doesn't matter why you don't offer the service. It's a haircutting place. No, where I work, we don't cut wigs and weaves. Why? Because if it don't grow out your scalp, we don't fool with it. Why? Because we're trained to only cut hair that grow out the scalp, not hair that you have to add in. Why? It's different type of cutting. I can cut wigs and weaves all day long. I'm not doing it for $22. I'm not doing it for $30. How about that? How about that? That's when them haircuts need to be $65 to $75. Those are truly specialty cuts. With most weaves and wigs, not talking about crochets, you also need to do some razoring with those cuts. Razors don't come with a pack of shears. Y'all get where I'm going with this, right? So, that's like going to McDonald's getting mad because they don't sell a taco. They don't sell tacos. So when you go to an entity and your hair is at a point, or you got dreads and you're told that, hey, we cannot provide that service, don't turn around and file no complaint acting like somebody discriminating against you. Ain't nobody discriminating against you. This is not what this place offers. And in the days of the internet and in the days of social media, go look up the stylists that perform those services. It's wrong. It's damn wrong to try to get somebody to provide a service for you, and that person don't offer that service, and then you want to act crazy about it. Okay, if you come in and you give me a picture, and let me show y'all this. I want to show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. I want to show y'all. It's gonna be a Google picture. Okay. So if you give me I want to find a good picture. Here we go. If you give me this picture, can y'all see it? It's probably, y'all can't see it because I'm doing it from another phone. Let's see if I can take it out. Okay, y'all see it. And this picture's on the internet, so I can do this. If you come in and give me this picture, and don't get offended when I tell you I can do the cut, but we don't do enhancements. I don't care what, we don't do enhancements. I don't do straight razors. Do not come inside an entity expecting this look exactly to the T And that is exactly not what the entity offers. Okay, I do darn good fades. Everybody I work with, they do darn good drop fades. Yes, they do. This is enhanced. It's an enhanced picture. So don't come into a place asking for something, expecting the end result. Okay, yes, we fade. No, we don't do straight razors. Well, why y'all do? We ain't no barbershop. And guess what? It don't matter if we was a barbershop. If what I worked or who I am as a stylist, I don't perform the service. I don't perform. It doesn't matter why. I don't do the service. These are things that I feel like sometimes people need to be publicly educated on, because what's occurring out here in the world is people got a lot of complaints about what people do. No, people do it. You just need to go to the people and pay the price. I know plenty of barbers. I know plenty of barbers that do airbrushing, they do straight razors, they do enhancements, they do all of that. Guess what? I don't do them. Okay? All three of my children go to the barbershop, my daughter included. My daughter is very strict on how she gets her hair lined up. Guess what? I don't do enhancements. I don't do the spray. And she get edged up a certain way. I got a friend girl that's a cosmetologist, and it's a few years ago, and my daughter was like, well, let's such and such, can she see if she can cut my hair today or whatever? So she cut her, and she really liked what she did because she did exactly what she wanted. You know, so the point I'm trying to make is stop trying to make people do services, and that's not what they do. Go find somebody who do the service you want to provide. Okay, what else do I need to touch? Okay, everybody hair mess up. So if you, at some point, for whatever reason was going on in life, and your hair may have ended up matting up or dreading up, do not come into the entity. We don't do that type of detangling. I don't do it. First of all, everybody did know that I've been dealing with pain for over 20 years. Let's just put that out there real quick, okay? Outside of me dealing with pain for 20 years, my pain started really acting up and flaring back up in 2019. In 2020, I got sick with COVID and the pain severely increased. Part of the problem that I had an issue with pain is something dealing with my insides, with my breathing, because we was mandated to wear masks, and you know, the mandate under the mask ended up messing up my breathing on the inside, and I haven't been correct since. And somehow that also trickled other things going on in my body. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so outside of that, I ended up being in a car wreck last year in February 2023. Prior to that, I had falls, I had dogs, I had these 75 to damn near 100 pounds, to get my French, if anybody spiritual watching me, or you know, if my aunt watching me, they don't care about nobody cussing, even though they say they do now, but whatever. You know, every fall I had prior to my car wreck had something to do with a dog, right? So if you come in and you got this big old knot in your hair, and your hair has been neglected, and if it's, especially, hear me well, people with kids, if you have allowed your child's hair to get so matted up that you don't want to comb it, don't expect nobody else to want to comb your child's hair. Because if I got the unmat hair for a whole day, that's about $400 or $500. How about that? How about if I unmat a wall of hair, and I know how I got to do it, and right, I'm not finna get no class on how to do it. If you allowed your child's hair, I'm speaking about people with kids in their home, to get to that point, do not bring them in a salon asking to somebody, what can I put on it? Nothing. It's a dreadlock. It's a dreadlock. Matted hair is a dreadlock. It's a dreadlock. It's a dreadlock. Okay? So if whatever has occurred and you don't want to deal with it, when you bring your child to the salon, you're saying you want to cut their hair off. That's what you're saying. It's not an in-between. It's not an in-between. Okay? Something else I want to talk to y'all about is the word patience. Okay, patience. Listen, I don't do appointments unless I come to your house and I got only a handful of them, okay? Period. Period, okay? While I work, we do not do appointments, okay? No matter who you're waiting on. If your lunch break is short of an hour, don't come trying to get no haircut on your lunch break. That don't make sense. How do you expect to get your haircut on your lunch break and you had to leave your job inside your car and you only got 30 minutes and then you get to a place that probably took you 10 to 15? How do you expect that to be possible? And even with an hour lunch break, let's just be real. It's a walk-in only business. For the most part, the wait is not excessively long. But I tell people, if you don't have 30 minutes to wait, this ain't the place for you to come. And if you wait on somebody specifically, you need about 35 to 45 minutes to be able to wait. And if you don't want to wait, there's no need in making no announcement. Now, it's some people that's going to see my live. And they're going to say, Letha, what's going on? Letha, you okay? I'm okay. I just need to let people know, as one of my elderly clients who's in her 80s say, how the system works. Because some people don't understand how the system works, okay? If you are a type of person and you want an appointment, you need to go pay a stylist for an appointment. Don't come into a walk-in on the business and you don't want to wait. You really don't want a haircut. And if you do want a haircut, the quickest haircut is an even buzz cut all over. And while we're speaking about buzz cuts, let me say this, men and women, ladies and gents. If you're older and you trying to make your haircut last, if you got kids and they hair grow real fast and you trying to make your haircuts last, I got the perfect solution for you all. You go inside the salon and you ask for an even all over buzz cut with a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 all over. That's it. And a lineup. That's it. Don't be trying to get these fancy haircuts and these cuts you got to put this little gel on, or these cuts you got to put this little twisted stuff on, and you got to use the little sponge with, or you got to use the hairspray with and pump it up front. And don't be trying to get them haircuts and you don't want to pay for a haircut every month or every 2 months. You want a haircut to last for like 4 months. The best thing to do when you want a haircut to last for 4 months is to just get it all cut off. That's it. That's my solution. I don't have anything in between, because no matter how fast your hair grows, I cannot stop your hair from growing. And you can't stop your hair from growing either. Okay, so I've covered salon etiquette. I've covered the fact that people ought to speak, whenever you walk inside the salon. I covered the fact that, hey, people, don't call and ask to speak to the stylist over the phone if it's a specific stylist you want. I specified that you need to just get that stylist phone number, because it is very rude to call and ask to talk to a stylist on the phone when they're in the salon, because 10 times out of 10, that stylist has somebody in their chair. If you have a stylist phone number and you're texting them, don't wait till the last day. That is rude. Do not wait till the day of to ask somebody if they're at work. People give you their information for a reason. So don't think that you're so important that somebody is just going to be sitting up watching their phone waiting on you to text them, because that is not how that goes. So we want to be conscientious of people, and we want people to follow instructions, and we want people to be treated fairly, with respect, with integrity. I'm truly big on that. Listen, I love my clients. Anybody that sit in my chair, 99.9% of the time, I cherish everybody. Every now and then it may be, whatever, but I truly cherish everybody. I do what I can to try to help people and educate people and be there for people. But also at the same time, I think people do need to be aware on how things are needed to operate. I don't have any comments here. I don't have any questions. I've sent this information to a few groups that I'm in. Hopefully it's something that you all gathered from this. When you speak about hair, for me, because I am a hair cutting professional, I don't know everything about hair. I'm still learning. And that's how passionate I am about what I do. But I also believe that I need to use my resources and my platform to educate everybody, not just people that I work with, but I also want to educate guests. I want to educate clients. I want to educate my friends. Some of you all I consider friends. You come inside the salon, you make sure I'm eating, you make sure I'm good. You ask me how my week been. Y'all ask me about my kids. Y'all ask me about my life. Y'all ask me about everything. And I'm truly grateful for that. But I do want people to kind of be aware of how things truly operate. I mean, when I used to go to the salon as a child, we had to wait. And what is concerning to me is everybody is in a hurry. I don't like it. And because you're in a hurry and you're trying to get somewhere, don't expect other people to get in a hurry because you're in a hurry. Because your day is all out of whack and your day has become unbalanced. Don't expect other people's day to be that way. Now, color. I'm going to talk about color. If you have any thinning areas in your hair, you have no business with permanent color on your hair. Period. I don't care. If you have any thinning areas in your hair, you have no business putting permanent color on your hair. Permanent color is still a chemical, okay? It's getting off inside those buns and you're putting that chemical on top of your hair. If you have really thin hair, I don't agree with braids because it can pull more of your hair out. I'm okay with wigs from that point. People can make all type of customized wigs. How do I feel about the relaxer lawsuit? The relaxer lawsuit is bull crap. The relaxer lawsuit is bull crap. What do I feel about it? I feel like it's racially motivated to affect the money of black hairstylists. That's truly how I feel, and I came out and said it. Who in the world trusts the FDA? Let's just be real. The FDA approved boarhead sausage, where they had to pull millions of pounds back. Okay? The FDA approves this food that's giving people cancer. The FDA approves all of these air fresheners and stuff. And y'all want to sit out here and listen to the FDA about a relaxer? They ain't saying nothing about that bleach. They ain't saying nothing about a perm. And y'all want to listen to the FDA about a relaxer lawsuit? It's bull crap. I think it's poor bull crap. I think if somebody need to be sued, it need to be the FDA. And I think it's bull crap for any attorney, no matter the status of the attorney, no matter who the attorney is. I got a problem that you want to sue an entity that was approved by the government to say that they could sell the product while you ain't taking down the government entity that approved it to be put out here on these shelves. I'm over it. That's how I feel about the relaxer lawsuit. It's bull crap to me. Oh, a relaxer did this to me. No, what did it was somebody did not apply properly, or what occurred was more than likely you did not shampoo all the relaxer out. There are different things that cause different things. I only use mild. I only use no lie. No lie is a lie. Every relaxer got lie in it. Injections for hair growth, bull crap. Save your money. Just save your money. I know a few people that did it. The hair started off looking like it was doing something. Then it appeared to be their hair was starting to thin out even more. I know 2 out of 3 people stopped going to the treatments. Their hair is getting thicker. Just saying. And who do you market to most in the hair industry other than who? Black women. Because we're the consumers. But yet and still we don't have money. So I don't want to hear nothing about black women ain't got no money, and black women spend more money on nails and hair than anybody else. Okay. I don't know what else I could touch on. Like I say, I don't have any, I don't see where anybody else has texted me and told me to touch on anything. I've been asked, am I willing to assist my clients with hair maintenance? Yes, I am. Y'all, you know, the way everybody maintains their hair is different. I'm not truly, I don't, you know, I'm always willing to help somebody maintain their hair, and always willing to help somebody do what's in need of hair integrity. Keep in mind that medication affects a lot of things. So the stress, ladies, I'm gonna need you all to focus on stressing a little bit less. One of the leading causes in death among women, especially Black women, is heart disease caused by stress. So, you know, it's time to let some of this stress, just put it down to the altar and walk away with it. I'm not trying to go too spiritual. I'm not trying to go too biblical. But sometimes people suffer hair loss because of what they're mentally dealing with. And you have to resist the enemy. You have to resist the devil. And if you believe in the word, he will flee. He doesn't have an option. Okay? I don't have any more text messages from anybody. I don't see any comments. You all see me looking down. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the Facebook page and I'm checking to make sure I don't have any comments about anything, but I'm always willing to do a video and get some insight and knowledge. You all can email me here on my Facebook page. I have all my information listed. If you have any hair questions, information for new stylists, go somewhere and get some training. Okay, go somewhere and get some training, and then understand how structure works. You know, I'm not here to critique how people operate their business, because there are a lot of successful people out here. But what I can tell you is, if you're doing anything in this life, whether you are a mechanic, whether you running a cleaning business, whether you're a gamer, whether you're in the music industry, whether you wash cars, if you're not willing to get trained, then you're truly not willing to grow. So I think training is very important. And also understand that everybody does not learn the same way. Okay, I'm a very hands-on person. So giving me stuff, expecting me to watch it, or, you know, giving me a list of things to do and expecting the outcome to be like you want the outcome to be, I think that for most people, those are unreasonable expectations. But that's that. I think I've covered a lot for you all. Like I said, if it's something I missed, listen, ladies, especially my Black ladies, I wasn't attacking you all. But we got to stop thinking that people are coming for us and people just don't want to deal with our hair. Sometimes people can't deal with my hair, and that's okay. Some people specialize in different things. Just like because somebody can braid, don't mean they can glue in hair. And just because somebody know how to weave, don't mean they can cut weave. And just because somebody know how to wash cars, don't mean they know how to change oil. And these are things that we have to accept. I truly enjoy where I work. This past year has been a challenge for me, as most of you all know, because the place that I worked at for almost 10 years, we had to close down. So for anybody that wants to know, it has not bounced back since COVID. And, you know, I get a lot of questions about, do I like where I am? Luckily, I was blessed to work around people I already knew. And then we lost somebody that was very dear to us, even though we bumped heads a lot. But I will say this. We are not just hairstylists. We're therapists. Sometimes we get information from people and it affects us in a spiritual way, because we do what we can to try to pour out, you know, like, and I'm not saying that we're the only group of people that do that, but I'm saying next to doctors, hairstylists probably deal with more people in a more setting to where it's more private, to where people truly feel comfortable with talking to us about things. And like I say, I'm not here to jump on clients and guests. I don't want y'all to feel like that, but I think people truly don't understand that everybody just don't do everything. And it's unfair. It's very unfair to try to pull the race card on people because they don't offer a service for you that you want, when only thing you got to do is go on the internet, go on Instagram, go on Google. I can't emphasize that enough. You know, it's very draining when people have issues with you because you don't offer what they don't want to offer. But then guess what? If we did offer certain services, cutting dreads or taking out extensions, then you want to put a limit on how much it costs, right? Well, if a person cutting style dreads, that cut ought to be $65 and $75, like I said. If I unmet hair all day, like I said, that should be $500. Like, you don't come in with a wad of a dreadlock of neglected hair, especially on your child or an older adult that you chose to take care of and you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and expect nobody to sit up there and do all their work and miss money for nothing. That's the minimum should be about $500 for that. So like I said, we do not assess hair over the phone. You come inside the salon. It is very draining when people call and they want to ask all these questions about their hair, and keep in mind, we're not looking at your hair. Let me see. Okay, somebody want to know about pricing. I thought I said it. So where we work, haircuts are $22 and up. I already specified that. Detangling fee is between $10 and $50 because we're not going to detangle hair longer than 30 minutes. It's just not going to happen, okay? Longer than 30 minutes, you're going to pay about $500, which means it needs to be cut off. Shampoo cut, $30 and up. The menu say $25. The reason I'm telling you all $30 and up because if you paying $25 for a shampoo and cut of $26, then that means you don't need no scrub, no nothing. That means you just getting water dumped over you, and that's just it. There is nothing else to that. Shampoo cut with a blow dry, about $35 to $45. Long as it does not require a lot of excessive detangling. With a flat iron, and I posted this on my page about the flat iron 2 or 3 times within like the past month and a half, and I put every step for a $85 service. Now, if you do not get every step of that $85 service, that still doesn't mean you're not going to pay $85 and what up. Well, how much does it cost? Well, for this length of hair, if I come in here, let's just say this is my natural hair, and you got to do all this. I got gel, I got mousse. My hair is not going to be clean in 2 shampoos, okay? Okay, even though this is not my real hair, but just saying, like, you got to go in and you got to really get this hair shampooed, and you got to strip this hair down, and you got to turn right back around, and you got to add the moisture in the hair. You got to get that brush and that elbow grease, and you got to brush that conditioner through that hair. Then you got to let the conditioner sit a few minutes. Then you got to turn right back around and shampoo that off, and you got to wash that water and make sure that water running clear, because if that water ain't running clear, you got to turn right back around and repeat this process again. Then you got to turn around and you got to prep the hair, okay? And then you prepping the hair, when you blow dry that hair, you can't hair blow dry that hair. We have to make sure what all of us do. We make sure that hair is going to be on point from the roots, because we know if that hair ain't how it need to be on the roots, when you walk outside, that hair going to swell up. Then you're going to pull out that hair, or you're going to go on and cut it, depending on how good the blow dry process is. Then you got to go in and you got to press the hair and style it. Come on, $85. I made myself tired talking about it. I feel like that ought to be $150. I just made myself talking about things that we do within a flat iron service. And don't let me get started on color. I told y'all previously, we're not a full service salon where I work. I never specified where I work. I didn't say the name. I'm just telling you. But here's what I'm telling you. Do not go in the type of entity expecting these type of services, certain places. Everybody is not my client. Everybody is not Candace's client. And I'm only calling Candace's name because Candace is right here. Everybody is not the client of every other stylist. Okay, so, and we accept that, and every client is not a client from the entity. If you're going to be a client of the entity, then you have to respect the boundaries that are set within the entity for what the entity offers, because we are literally set up to provide you a decent haircut service, basic color, basic styling, and get you out the door. We're not there to have you there all day. You know, there was a situation that I think it was about Easter time. Candace probably remembers when she on, but I really believe it's like Easter time. And so everybody do stuff different. Everybody know I move a little slower. Candace do stuff real quick. I don't try to keep what Candace and what nobody else in that shop do, because my quick days over with. They just over with. But I ended up telling people, okay, people ended up reaching out to me, hey, you used to do my hair, can you shampoo, can you flat iron my hair, can you flat iron my hair? So it was on, I think, Easter time. It was somewhere up in that time, over Easter, Mother's Day, graduate, prom time. I don't know what it was. But it was like one particular day, I think I did like 4 flat irons. And then I'm saying to myself, that's not fair to the clients that come in here every 2 weeks. Like, I should not have told those people that I could do that. And I posted this on my page way after. I waited to after the whatever was over with, because you know sometimes people feel like you be picking on them, but you don't be picking on them. So I had thought about it, and you know, I'm like, first of all, from a business aspect, my loyalty goes to my customers first. At the end of the day, my customers get haircuts. I had no business telling people they could come in there during those times and get those styles and get those colors, because the only thing it did was it made people who I see on a regular basis have to wait excessively long. And then the only thing it also did to the people that I work with on a daily basis, they had to pick up the slack. And so I felt some type of way after that. And you know, I posted on my hair page here, and I basically said, moving in the future, you know, if you're not a regular customer, I don't flat iron your hair during special occasions. I don't do it. I mean, like, I don't do that. And now I'm having to tell people, if you don't talk to me specifically. Now, okay, Letha, well, what if they know you at work and they come in and request you? Okay, but everybody know that I deal with pain, I deal with ailments. So if I tell you I'm not able to do the service, I'm just not able to do the service. Period, point blank. And I'm not going to apologize to people about being in pain. I'm not going to do it. So I keep saying, when we try to educate our guests on how things operate, it's not being negative. We're not being rude. We're not being unprofessional. I think it's unprofessional if I don't tell you, or if somebody don't let you know how to do it. And I make a confession. I shared with my sister earlier, and I shared with Melinda. I can call Melinda's name. So I got a client that's been with me since 2009 or 2010. Like, hands down, this lady been with me all these years. All these years, this lady been with me. Like, this lady, I done seen her through some things. She done seen me through some things. And the other day, I had to make a decision, because it's some things I just can't do. So I had to reach out to another stylist that I know, and I know a couple, but I know one, you know, she is still accepting new clients, you know, and no, she's not an affiliate of Supercuts. Okay, no, did I say that? No, she's not an affiliate of where I work. So I had to say, hey, you know, are you accepting new clients? She said, yes. I said, well, I got this lady. This is what she get. I ain't gonna lie. I was sneaking new services I didn't have no business doing, charging for it and give it to the company. Boom, there you go. So I And she said, yeah, no problem. So I didn't get into her about her pricing. And that's another thing. When you go to a different stylist, don't talk to them about what somebody else used to charge you. That is very rude. It's very inconsiderate. Oh my gosh. And if the other stylists end up charging you less, then just know that they charged you less than what they should have been charging you. But moving forward, the young lady I knew was accepting new clients. So I had to call my lady the other day and I said, hey, we was playing phone tag. I'm like, I need to talk to you. And I said, I told her what was going on. I said, you know, I'm really not able to just, it hurts when I shampoo hair. And it's you know, I don't like feeling like I'm putting her on hold while I try to figure out what's going to be a good day for her to come inside the salon for me to do what I got to do, right? And that really bothered me because this lady been with me all of these years. So anybody that I may see on a regular basis, or I may have seen you in the past 10 years, I need you all to understand this. This lady has been with me way before this job. And I felt like for the past few times, I was just not doing right by her, because why should she have to wait? And she been with me all these years. All these years. Why should she have to wait? And I told her, you know, this is just going to be the best fit for you. And I'm not going to call her name, but she was like, you know, I hate we going to end like this, but I understand, because she understand, like, the pain, and like, this lady been with me for all of these years. And I wouldn't even go bring this up, but it's just now, I'm just not really realizing, like, she been with me through all of these years. This lady been through with me for so much stuff. So, if I see her, I'll probably have to, like, maybe like hit her and be like, hey, can I come by your house and see your face? Or maybe try to figure out when she's getting her hair done. But that was the hardest decision from a professional aspect that I have had to make. She been with me for all of these years, way, way, way before this job. And I'm not going to get into detail about stuff. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Give me a moment. I think I got a toilet here. I'm out here in my boom boom room. I'm not going to get into detail about everything that's going on, but okay, surely it's something out here. But anyway, here we go. I got some towels. But anyway, that was a hard decision for me to have to make. So, in me making that decision, I need everybody to hear me well. I appreciate everybody that sits in my chair. I appreciate every referral. I do. I do not think that I'm the best at anything. And I try not to be nonchalant and rude. And I'm not trying to be rude now. But I need to make the statement. This particular lady has been with me through all of these years. She never gave me one problem. She never had one complaint. She never said nothing if she had to wait a long time. This lady was with me from the very first place I started out in. Literally, she has. I went to this woman's house to do her hair. This lady done did, she has, but I say, like, she knows my story. She knows, I know things that she's been through. She's been right there. And I need every person to hear me well. If I was able to pull myself together and do something like that, that it's just really dawning on me now. I'm not bothered by nobody who don't want to wait. I'm not. I ain't bothered. I'm not bothered by nobody who get an attitude because I don't respond back when they text me when they want to. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if you ask me to provide a service and I tell you no, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if you say I move too slow or what. I am not bothered. I am not bothered. I'm not. Because that's the only one person that has still been with me for all of this time. Because when I came out the shop, I assigned people to other stylists. I did. I did. She didn't go. Then. Telling y'all now, I ain't bothered. I ain't bothered, and I'm not being rude. If you choose to come on your lunch break, and you know it take me 30, 35 minutes to do a haircut now, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if you was there 30 and 45 minutes in advance, and I don't come to work to a certain time. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if you're trying to go get kids and trying to go to a meeting. I ain't bothered, because guess what? Just like I got stuff going on. No, matter of fact, just like you got stuff going on. Everybody in the shop got stuff going on. All the other stylists got something going on. Every client got stuff going on. Hear me well. I cherish the individual that I had to make the decision with. I ain't bothered by what nobody else got going on. I'm not. I will do what I can for people. I will be there for people when I say I'm going to be there. But I'm not bothered if somebody instead of watching they watch because they got somewhere to go because they waited till the last minute to show up. I'm not bothered that my schedule don't work with your schedule. I'm not bothered. As much as I respect everybody and love everybody, it's some things I'm not bothered about. I'm sorry I had my meltdown at the end. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, but it just really dawned on me that somebody's been with me for all these years. All these years. Y'all just don't know. Ain't got a clue. All these years, this woman been with me. I'm wiping my nose, and the rag is clean. These were some towels that got thrown away that I was blessed with way back when. I'm okay, sweetie. I'm okay. Look, go back and watch it. I'm fine. Look, it's a mini series, honey. I'm good. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. But in life, we have to stop allowing what bothers other people to bother us. I mean, I'm going to be where I say I'm going to be for the most part. I make myself available. My schedule's available. But I mean, when you lose or disconnect from somebody, been riding with you a while, it's some things you ain't bothered about. So, Miss Erica Hines just showing. I can see her and Candace's name, but more than her and Candace on the live, so I don't know what that's about. But I want to thank Candace Christian, who's on the call. on live. I can't see everybody's name. I don't see but 2 people's names. Hold on, y'all be talking about me later. I asked y'all to leave y'all comments. But Candace is managing where I work. And she is well deal with a lot. And she's a darn good stylist. That's why I mentioned her earlier when I said I ain't trying to keep up with her. When people come in, they watching their clock. Miss E. Monique Hines. I'm gonna say it like it's listed on Facebook. She's on, so I want to thank her. I want to thank everybody, but I'm not gonna, people that send me questions, they want me to say, no shout outs to no names or nothing. So I'm not gonna do that. But I'm fine. But we got E. Monique Hines on the call. So if y'all need t-shirts, jersey, cups, whatever y'all need, I have shared her stuff a time or 2. Y'all need to get with her. But listen, I think we all need to get in a space when you go through a challenging point in something. It's just some stuff that we're not bothered by, and it's not me being rude or anything. Just know I do what I can to make people aware, educate people. If it's something that I'm not doing that you all prefer, please let me know. Hopefully I gave you all a lot of information. I think I went on a little bit too long than what I planned on. I got to go to work. It's 9:35 p.m. and I literally got work in my house to do because I'm always working. So this is my boom boom boom. I ain't tell you yet. This is part of it. This ain't all of it. I can't show y'all everything because it look a mess. But listen, thank y'all for joining in. And if y'all want to watch the video and clip it and share clips that you feel like are beneficial, fine. There's a lot of information in here. So y'all do me a favor and hit the share button. And I hope y'all have a blessed evening. Good night. Bye.